A lot of Gervonta Davis fans online are out there saying that Shakur Stevenson is ducking Gervonta Davis because he signed to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Well, my first thought on this was there a contract sent to Shakur Stevenson from the Tank Davis promoter or camp? And if there was, if y'all know about it, can you please send me the link? Because I can't seem to find one anywhere. So if you do have some type of link or some kind of information for me, I'd really appreciate if you would send that to me. Just leave it down in the comments section. And also, I'd like to thank you in advance. But as far as I know, there has been no contract or no negotiation, no documentation sent from the PBC to Shakur Stevenson's camp. So I can't say that Shakur is ducking Gervonta Davis without seeing some type of proof or documentation. Another narrative I've been hearing from the Gervonta sexuals is that if Shakur Stevenson really wanted to fight with Gervonta Davis, he would have signed to PBC, not Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Yeah, sounds good. But if you were in Shakur's shoes and you compared and contrast the activity and the shows and the noise between the two promotional companies, who would you sign with? Let's keep it real here. I can keep count on one hand how many shows the PBC has done this year up until this point. I can't say the same for Matchroom. You know why? Because I've lost count. Matchroom has done way too many shows for me to keep count of. Not to mention all of the fighters that have been jumping ships from the PBC over to Matchroom, Top Rank. You know the guys: Subriel Matias, Ray Vargas, Elvis Rodriguez, Jerome Butsenis, Deontay Wilder. If you're Shakur Stevenson, are you running to the sinking ship, or are you running to the ship that is steadily doing all of the recruiting? Let's keep it 100, man. Let's keep it a thou out here. Where are you going? You know, if you're Shakur. Also, keep in mind that Eddie Hearn is known for being easy to work with. He works with all the other promotional companies. He doesn't keep his guys from jumping to other sides of the streets to other promotional companies like Al Heyman and the PBC does. Another thing is this. I don't think that Shakur, Eddie, and those guys are in such a rush or in a hurry, rather, to make a fight with Gervonta Davis. You know why I say that? Well, it's because Shakur Stevenson is the younger guy. So Shakur's first fight with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom is going to be versus Joe Cordina. I'm not really too intrigued or too excited about this fight, but I've seen somewhere on Twitter Shakur confirming that he's getting $5 million for that fight, that Cordina fight. Eddie Hearn and the Saudis are basically giving Shakur Stevenson his Christmas gift early this year. Man, wow, $5 million for a Joe Cordina. Talk about overpayment, overcompensated, huh? You gotta love that. You gotta love that if you're Shakur. But I don't think anybody would decline an offer like that. You know, you're a fucking fool if you decline an offer like that. So you can't be mad at Young Shakur for following where the money is, man. One guy that does seem to be ducking the smoke with Shakur, I have to say, is William Zepeda. This guy is making all kinds of excuses, from his wife just had a baby, all the way up to, oh, he won't be ready to fight until November. And to keep it really real, I don't think it's William Zepeda that is running from the smoke. What I truly think it is, it's Oscar De La Hoya protecting William Zepeda. I remember Oscar De La Hoya holding the William Zepeda fight for ransom, telling Shakur that the only way you will get this fight is if you sign with us, if you sign with Golden Boy. But here recently, pretty sure everybody knows by now that Oscar De La Hoya and Turki Al-Ashik are working together. So, what this fight with Cordina is for Shakur, I think it's going to be like a coming out fight, a welcome to Matchroom. And then I believe that William Zepeda has an upcoming fight versus Tevin Farmer. I think that just as long as both guys could take care of business, these fights are like an appetizer for the entree. Get the fans riled up for a Shakur versus William sometime next year. So those are my thoughts on Shakur Stevenson and his situation. But now I want to pivot over to another topic relating to Gervonta Davis and share some of my thoughts on Gervonta Davis and his potential next opponent for November 2nd and who I think it might be. Well, it's not that I think, but I'm almost for certain that I know who Gervonta Davis's next opponent will be. And I'm like 90% sure that his next opponent for November 2nd will be Rayo Valenzuela. I knew this was going to be Gervonta Davis's next opponent, not when he beat Pitbull Cruz, but before that, way before he beat Pitbull Cruz. I knew that Rayo Valenzuela was going to be Gervonta Davis's next opponent way before becoming the new WBA world champion at 140. And if y'all want to know when exactly I knew that it was going to be Rayo versus Tank Davis next, well, I'll let y'all know. I knew that Rayo Valenzuela was going to be Gervonta Davis's next opponent when he knocked out Chris Colbert in the first or second round, I believe. So when Rayo became the new super lightweight champion, that just put the nail in the coffin. It cemented that thought for me even more that he would be Gervonta Davis's next opponent. What do I think of this fight? I like this fight. I think this is a good fight, especially how Rayo has been looking in his last couple of fights versus Chris Colbert and defeating Pitbull Cruz to become a champion. Plus, it's an easy fight to make. Both guys are over there on the PBC side. You know how they love making in-house fights over there. They don't like to work with anybody else. So, yep. Let's get it on, man. Rayo versus Gervonta Davis for November 2nd. And plus, this is just a way better fight than the Frank Martin fight, in my opinion. So, yeah, man. And plus, it makes too much sense not to make this fight. Rayo has a world title now, so Gervonta Davis could become a world champ in 2 divisions. It just makes way too much sense not to make, man. So, yeah. Some of my thoughts, man, on the Shakur and the Gervonta Davis situation, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. Let's chop it up, man. Let's talk some boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? And you already know. This has been your boy O-Dog Boxing, and I'm out this bitch.